Friend, let me sit myself down before I start this story, because at my age, if I stand too long, gravity starts pulling me toward the floor faster than you can say senior discount. Now, you know me, Paul, 80 years old, a man who's seen more sunrises than most people have had hot breakfasts. I've lived through good times, hard times, and a whole lot of questionable fashion choices. But today, I want to share something that's been gnawing at my mind like a squirrel on a peanut. A shocking truth I stumbled upon about a so-called healthy supplement that could actually increase your risk of stroke overnight. Now, don't give me that look, friend. I'm not just some old man rambling about the latest headline I skimmed. Back in my younger days, before my knees started squeaking like rusty door hinges, I studied medicine. That's right, I was a brain doctor. Neurologist, if you want the fancy word. I spent decades staring at brain scans, listening to patients describe dizzy spells, strokes, memory lapses, and headaches that felt like marching bands playing in their skulls. I thought I'd seen it all. But even at 80, life loves to surprise me. Let me tell you, this supplement I'm talking about, it shocked me. And you know what's worse? It's something plenty of seniors are popping daily, thinking they're doing themselves a favor. But before I spill the beans, let me pull you in with a little story. Because I don't just want you to hear this, I want you to feel it in your bones, deep down where your wisdom lives. Picture this. A dear friend of mine, same age as you, came to me with a story just last year. She said, "Paul, I've been taking this new supplement. It's supposed to boost my heart health and give me energy. I feel great." And for a while, she did. Until one night, bam! She woke up with half her face drooping and her words slurred like she'd had too many glasses of wine at a wedding. Stroke! Just like that, overnight. And when I dug into what she was taking, my jaw nearly hit the floor. It was this one innocent-looking pill that's marketed to seniors everywhere. Now, friend, I'm going to tell you what it is soon, but let me slow down a bit. Because if I just blurt it out, you'll shrug and say, "Well, I don't take that, so I'm fine." But no, this is bigger than just one supplement. It's about trust, about the traps the health industry sets for folks our age, and about how easily we can be fooled into thinking we're protecting our health when we might be signing up for disaster. And let me make you laugh a little while we're at it, because these stories can get heavy. You know you're getting old when your idea of multitasking is sneezing and staying upright at the same time. But here's the thing. Laughter keeps the blood flowing, and good blood flow keeps that brain of yours alive. So yes, we're going to talk about stroke risks, but don't worry, we'll sprinkle in enough humor so it doesn't feel like one long funeral sermon. Now, here's a hook for you. What if I told you that the very pill marketed as nature's little helper could thicken your blood, clog up your arteries, and make you a prime candidate for the next ambulance ride? That's right. And before you say, "Paul, you're scaring me," I'll say, "Good, because a little fear now might save you a whole lot of trouble later." But let me not jump ahead too fast. You've got to understand the background first. The human brain is like the electrical panel of your house. If one wire shorts out, the whole place can go dark. A stroke, in simple terms, is like a blackout in the brain. Either a clot blocks the blood flow, or a vessel bursts like a balloon at a kid's birthday party. Either way, the brain tissue starves of oxygen, and every second counts. I've watched patients recover with grit and therapy, and I've seen others never come back the same. That's why this supplement business shakes me to the core. Because, friend, when you reach 60, and I know you just crossed that mark, you're in a delicate balance. Too little blood clotting, and you risk bleeding out from a simple cut. Too much clotting, and bam! Stroke City. Supplements that interfere with this balance are playing with fire. And the worst part, no one tells you. The labels say all natural or clinically studied, but they don't slap a big warning sign saying, "Hey, might make you collapse during bingo night." Now, I can hear you leaning in closer, whispering, "All right, Paul, what's the supplement?" But hold on, let me tease you a bit longer. YouTube doesn't pay me by the word, but your attention is more valuable than gold to me. And friend, before I get to the name, I want to share the emotional punch of why this matters. Do you know what's scarier than a stroke? It's not the hospital stay, not the rehab, not even the wheelchairs or the walkers. No, the scariest part is losing yourself. Losing the ability to talk to your loved ones. Losing the sparkle in your eyes when you can't remember your grandchild's name. Losing the independence to make a cup of tea without someone hovering over you. That, my friend, is what keeps me awake some nights. And that's why, even at 80, I'm here spilling my guts to you. Not because I like the sound of my own voice, though I must admit, I still sound pretty good for a man who wheezes after tying his shoelaces. But because if I can keep even one person safe, then all this rambling is worth it. Now, let's shift gears for a moment, because I don't want to sound like a doom and gloom preacher. You gotta live, you gotta laugh, and you gotta enjoy the ride. But you've also gotta be smart. And being smart means asking questions about what you put in your body. Would you pour mystery liquid into your car engine? No. So why swallow mystery pills into the most delicate machine ever built, your body? All right, friend, you've waited long enough. The supplement I'm talking about is fish oil. Yes, fish oil. That golden capsule everyone swears by for heart health. Don't get me wrong, it's not the villain for everyone. In moderate doses, under the right circumstances, it can be helpful. But I've seen case after case where high doses of fish oil thinned the blood so much that people either bled internally or developed strokes. And seniors, especially those already on blood thinners, are at the highest risk. It's like pouring oil into an already slippery frying pan. Shocked? I was too, because fish oil has been marketed like candy. Every drugstore shelf is shelved with it. But here's the kicker. Studies have shown that while it can reduce triglycerides, it doesn't necessarily prevent heart attacks the way people believe. And worse, it can increase atrial fibrillation, a heart rhythm problem that's one of the leading causes of stroke. Now, don't run to your kitchen and toss every supplement bottle in the trash just yet. That's not the point. The point is balance, wisdom, and asking your doctor before you swallow anything. Even me, at 80, I check with my doc before I take a new pill because my body doesn't bounce back like it used to. Heck, if I eat too much cheese at night, I need a week to recover. Friend, let me pause here for a moment. If you've been listening closely and this story has opened your eyes, I want you to do me a favor. Like this video, drop a comment below with your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Not just because it makes me feel like a rock star at 80 years old, but because together we're building a community where seniors don't fall for traps, where wisdom is shared, and where laughter keeps us young. Now let's keep going because there's more to the story than just fish oil. You see, it's not just that one supplement. There are others. Ginkgo biloba, vitamin E, even some herbal blends that can play dangerous games with your blood. And the danger isn't just the supplement itself, but the combination. Seniors often take 5, 6, sometimes 10 different pills a day.
Mix 'em wrong, and you've got yourself a cocktail more dangerous than anything you'd get at a Vegas bar. And yet, we fall for it. Because we want to live longer. We want to feel younger. We want that magic bullet in a bottle. But the truth, friend, is that there is no magic. There's wisdom, there's moderation, and there's listening to your body. That's it. And when you grasp that, you take back control. I'll tell you something funny. Last month, I forgot my glasses at the grocery store and ended up buying dog biscuits thinking they were crackers. But here's the thing. I survived it because a mistake in the snack aisle doesn't kill you. A mistake in the supplement aisle just might.
Now, friend, let's pick up where we left off. Me accidentally munching on dog biscuits. And let me tell you, they weren't half bad. Crunchy, bland, but hey, at 80, my taste buds are about as sharp as a butter knife. But here's the point. Eating the wrong snack might give you a chuckle. Taking the wrong supplement, that can put you in a hospital bed faster than you can say, call 911. Remember how I told you about fish oil? Well, that's just the opening act. Let me shine a light on a few more suspects hiding in those shiny bottles on your kitchen counter. Because if there's one thing I've learned as a brain doctor, it's the danger often comes disguised as natural and healthy. Take ginkgo biloba, for example. Oh, I know you've heard of it. Helps memory, they say. Sharpens the mind. I've had patients swear it turned them into Einstein overnight. But you know what else it does? It thins the blood. Combine it with your daily aspirin or that prescription blood thinner, and suddenly you're a walking time bomb. One bump on the coffee table and you got a brain bleed. And believe me, I've seen it happen. A sweet old man came into my clinic once after collapsing at church. He thought his memory booster was keeping him young, but in reality, it nearly sent him to the pearly gate sooner than expected. Then there's vitamin E. Ah yes, another one people love. Antioxidant, good for the heart, slows aging, but in high doses, it increases the risk of hemorrhagic stroke. That's when the blood vessel bursts. Not the type of bang you want to go out with, friend. I had a lady, not much older than you, who was taking massive doses because she read somewhere it would give her glowing skin. Well, glowing skin doesn't matter much when you're lying unconscious in the ICU. And don't get me started on those fancy herbal blends. Some companies toss together 20 ingredients, slap a shiny label on it, and call it Brain Power Plus or Forever Young Formula. But mix too many blood-affecting herbs, and it's like shaking soda cans before opening them. Eventually, something explodes. Let me slow this down for a moment. You see, the supplement industry is like the Wild West. Minimal regulation, flashy marketing, and plenty of snake oil salesmen dressed in lab coats. I walked into stores and seen bottles promising reverse aging and stroke protection. I want to laugh, but then I remember people fall for it. People like you, people like me, people who just want to hold on to life a little longer. That's what makes me mad. They prey on hope, and hope, my friend, is sacred. Now, I know this is heavy, so let's lighten the load. You know you're getting older when bending over to tie your shoes feels like a full workout. The other day, I dropped a grape on the kitchen floor. I looked at it, thought about picking it up, then said, nah, gravity can keep it. That's old age in a nutshell, calculating whether it's worth the effort. But don't let my jokes distract you from the truth. Supplements aren't always villains, but they can be wolves in sheep's clothing. And you've got to be sharp enough to know the difference. That means reading labels, asking doctors, and never assuming that natural means safe. Remember, poison ivy is natural too, but you wouldn't rub it on your skin for a spa day. Let me tell you another story. This one's personal. A good friend of mine, Harry, was 75 and full of life. Loved gardening, loved singing karaoke, even though his voice sounded like a cat stuck in a fence. He started taking an herbal supplement for better circulation. Felt great for a while. Then one evening, while watering his roses, he collapsed. Stroke.
By the time help arrived, it was too late. Later, we found out his supplement had ginseng and ginkgo together, double the blood-filling effect. It broke my heart, friend. Not just losing Harry, but knowing it could have been avoided. That's why I get worked up about this, because strokes don't just steal lives, they steal families and memories. And if I can stop even one person from making that mistake, then me sitting here at 80 telling long stories is worth every breath. Now, let's sprinkle in another laugh before we go too deep. The other night, I sneezed so hard my dentures nearly flew across the room. My wife looked at me and said, "Paul, you gotta start warning me before you launch those things." That's marriage at our age, dodging dentures and sharing heart medicine. But let's circle back. You're probably wondering, so, Paul, what should I do? And here's my advice, plain and simple. 1. Don't self-prescribe. Just because your neighbor swears by it doesn't mean it's safe for you. 2. Check with your doctor before starting any supplement, especially if you're on other medications. 3. Stick to tested, moderate doses. Megadoses aren't better. They're often deadly. 4. Focus on food first. Most nutrients you need are already on your plate. Veggies, fruits, nuts, fish. The real kind, not the capsule. 5. Trust wisdom over hype. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And here's the kicker. Living long and healthy isn't about popping pills. It's about living right. Moving your body, laughing often, staying connected, eating clean, and keeping that brain sharp. Supplements can help, sure, but they should never be the captain of the ship. You are. Friend, let me ask you something. What's the point of living in 90 or 100 if the last 20 years are spent trapped in a body or mind that doesn't work? No, the goal isn't just to live long. It's to live well, to remember the faces of your children, to laugh at silly jokes, to dance in your living room when your favorite song comes on, even if your knees creak like an old rocking chair. That's the dream, and that dream doesn't come in a bottle. Now, before I wrap this up, let me pull you in with one last thought. Imagine waking up tomorrow, pouring your coffee, feeling the sunshine on your face, and knowing deep in your heart that you're making wise choices for your body. That peace of mind, that's priceless. No supplement can buy it, but wisdom can give it. And friend, if this story touched you, if you learned something today that might save you or someone you love, then I want you to do 3 little things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment sharing your thoughts or your own story, and subscribe to this channel, because the more we share wisdom, the stronger we all become. At 80, I don't want to keep my lessons to myself. I want them to outlive me, to ripple through every person who listens. So here's my final piece of advice. Be careful, be wise, but don't be afraid to live. Supplements may tempt you with promises, but the real secret to health is balance, body, mind, and spirit. Laugh often, love deeply, eat wisely, and keep moving forward. That, my dear friend, is how you guard against strokes, how you protect your brain, and how you live a life worth remembering. And if you ever forget that, just picture me, an 80-year-old man dodging flying dentures and refusing to pick up fallen grapes, and let that be your reminder that life is too precious to gamble on shiny bottles.